Today's episode of the Outline Podcast is brought to you by the LGBT Arts and Culture Music Festival. This is a 4-day, 4-night destination festival catering to professional men, women, and non-binaries in the LGBT plus community. Travelers will enjoy an action-packed weekend consisting of themed parties, live entertainment, celebrity appearances, and much, much more. You can register by going to www.lgbtmusicfest.com or you can call 404-756-8433. Don't forget to mention you heard about it through Kevin Dwayne of the Outline Podcast. Today's episode of the Outline Podcast is also brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering one free audiobook in 30 days to listen to the listeners of this show. You can redeem this by going to www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. Once again, that's www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. Let's start the show.
The Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne. The Outline. With Kevin Dwayne. The Outline. With Kevin Dwayne. This is the Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne with Kevin Dwayne.
Over the weekend, I got to participate in my second 5K thanks to Mwabi, who's been on the show twice and writes amazing pieces on KevinDwayne.com. Make sure you guys head over there to read her great write-ups on random things. I gave her her own space to write about whatever it is she wants to. She is a great writer and she has great perspective, so make sure you check her out. But for my birthday, she paid my registration fees for the Publix 5K, half marathon, and it was an amazing experience. The reason I'm bringing it up is because we went together on Sunday morning and we were standing there talking, and I think we were discussing what wave we were in. And then I was in wave 1. Basically, they put you in certain zones to start the race based on your speed. So I was in 1, and she mentioned some words that changed my perspective on life, just period. She was like, well, Kevin, you're an athlete. That froze me in place. I could not believe she said that. Like, I, in 32 years of life, have never heard anyone use the word athlete and Kevin in the same sentence unless they were saying Kevin is fucking an athlete. Never Kevin is an athlete. And it blew my mind. I was just like, nah, what are you talking about? And she had to break it down. She's like, Kevin, you lift weights. You do yoga. You run a mile in less than 8 minutes. She was like, you're killing the game right now. You're an athlete. You're athletic. You're getting your body together. She's like, your body is a sign of someone who is athletic. You're killing the game. You're an athlete. And I was just like, oh, wow. Like, it blew my mind. I've never had anyone ever say that to me. And it got me thinking about being in high school and middle school and how I was always a spectator. I was always the one to watch and support other people and kind of wish I was like them. And now as an adult, I'm learning how to execute and just go for the things I want. I wanted a better lifestyle. I wanted a better body. I wanted to be in better health. I wanted longevity. I wanted to live my best life. So I did things to get the things that I want, and I'm achieving them. So to have someone label me an athlete feels like a success, and I accept it. I am an athlete. Oh shit, like that is crazy. Let me go change my Jack profile and my Grinder profile to show athletic. I'm going to put athletic on there because I deserve. So that was a great moment, and it really touched me. Like, it really made my day, and I ended up having a great run. So the first 5K I did was in September of last year. I ran 3.2 miles in it was 28 minutes and some change. All I wanted to do was beat that 28 minutes. I ended up doing it in 26 minutes and like 14 seconds. So I not only beat my last time, I did it by almost 2.5 minutes. It was an amazing feeling to push through that and get a medal for it and just have that great moment. And then the first 5K we did was free. So it didn't have all the bells and whistles that this one did. This one, because, you paid for it, all that stuff. They had, they could track you. You have the little, on your bib, you have the little chrono tag where it gives you all your stats. So Marby put my stats up and she showed me my ranks, and that blew my mind. So I ended up being like 157th of all the participants in the 5K, which was like 1,680 people. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I was number 17 of 70 people in my age range, which was like 30 to 34. And there was one other number on there, and it blew my mind. I was like, wow, that is perspective for you. Because I'm my only competition. I'm not really out here racing other people or looking at other people's success. I'm only looking in the mirror and saying, okay, I just want to be better for myself. But when you put something in perspective like that and say, wow, I'm actually doing something. I'm actually ranking in some shit. And I'm not someone who's used to ranking. I'm always used to doing my own thing. So it felt good to be like, wow, I'm actually doing something. And to have Moabi kind of hype me up like that. She was so excited for me. She's like, Kevin, I thought you were gonna be in the top 200, but you end up being 157. She's like, that's crazy. She's like, I'm so proud of you because you're out here killing the game. And that really made me feel good. That really made me feel amazing. And I'm like, wow, I'm a fucking athlete. Oh shit. I've never had that word applied to me. And I guess because I now work out and I do multiple things, I'm with it. I am with it. I am so damn happy right now with my fitness journey, and to have people say that I inspire them, that's amazing. And I just have to share that with you all, but I won't hold it up too more. This week, we're having part 2 of my conversation with Christina, my best friend. Let's unpack this. You guys had great comments last week. You guys seem to love her. Let me find out. She was the co-host I should have had all along, but she can't be because it's my fucking show. But I love her to death. I'm glad she was on here. It was awesome. I think you guys loved her getting all up in my grill with them damn questions. But this week isn't any damn different. We're gonna dig deeper. I think it's even more how do I put it, revealing than part 1. I think we dig even deeper this week, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you guys sliding my DM. You guys out here quoting Christina now, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it. That's a conversation that we have all the time. She and I talk like that all the time. So I'm happy that we were able to record it and just get one on the books. So we'll have it forever. Make sure you guys are sharing the episode. Make sure you guys are leaving comments on this week's on SoundCloud. Rate it on Apple Podcasts. Go to KevinDwayne.com. You guys know the drill. Use the hashtag The Outline Podcast. I appreciate you all, but I won't hold you up anymore. Here is Let's Unpack This Part 2 featuring Christina. We were talking about, he found out after, and it was because of some malicious shit from other people. But I mean, honestly, in hindsight, it was the universe. It was I needed to learn what it was like to be a cheater. I had played victim for so long, and I was the type of nigga yeah, they cheat, fuck them, crucify them, fuck them, da da da. But then when you realize how easy it is to fall into it, you be like, oh shit, it wasn't even like that. There's so many levels to it. And I think we as society look at cheating as just this crazy thing. And yes, it's a betrayal, but there's so many other things you're trying to achieve. It's not a matter of just oh yeah, I'm just trying to hurt you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me and the needs that I need. It was, so yeah, it gave me a different perspective. And that's where I got on the whole thing of like, let's have a transparent relationship. That's how I got to this place now. I just want to be transparent.
Right.
I don't want to cheat on anybody. Because that shit, I feel like the punishment didn't match the crime.
Mm.
Like, I suffered for a long ass time for something that lasted like 15 minutes. And it didn't feel right.
Did you suffer because he found out though? Or was it your own internal suffering? Like
both.
Oh, so let's talk about that. How did it feel to cheat?
Well, it felt amazing, first of all, because I was getting that wild feeling that I miss. One thing about being single, you're free.
Right.
So I can fuck whoever it is that I want to fuck. And I think that's why I'm so particular about jumping into shit with people. I'm like, yeah, this was cool, but I know that once we commit to each other, it's going to be us. And that's great, sounds great, looks good on paper, looks good in Disney films, but in real life, it's like, nigga. And I know how I am sexually. So it felt good because it was newness. It's novelty. It's novelty. It was like, new dick. Oh my God, it does different things. Bells and whistles and shit. Like, oh my God.
Right. New dick, new body.
Right, new feel, new smell. It was just, it was refreshing. It's like getting a good ass massage. It was like, oh, I needed that. And then, if anything, it kind of refreshed me in a way where I was like, okay, cool. But then it was always the shit of like, you're going to find out. I always knew that though.
How did you approach your relationship after you cheated? Like, were there any changes in behaviors or anything?
Here's the thing. He and I we were at end. At that point, we were arguing like every few days. So it was really just like whatever. And it was kind of weird because the day I came back, he all of a sudden was like real apologetic and like, oh, I'm sorry for what happened, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we moved forward. Mm-hmm. But it was always in the back of my mind like, he's going to find out because I know how life works. Because I'm not a nigga. I don't go through phones. I don't do shit. I believe that when you need to find out something, you're going to find it out. So by that same principle, I knew I was going to get caught. Mm-hmm. I knew because I know how the universe works. Nothing in the dark, everything comes to light. Everything.
Did you leave a trail? Like, did you leave like text messages, photos?
Let me tell you something. No. He is an FBI motherfucking agent. And look, that motherfucker
Sag number 2.
He got into shit. I'm like, I can't even get into this. How? That nigga, I guess he was inspecting fingerprints on the computers. He was all through my shit. He knew about conversations with friends and everything. So he was watching everything. Right. Now, you know about this. The situation I found out what it was is the person that I cheated with also had someone. That person found out. Now, this was my L. They found out, and I knew they found out, so I decided to apologize to them because I was like, you know what? I was fucked up because I believe in taking accountability. I don't play victim. I own my shit. And I knew the person. I'm like, I'm sorry. It was a terrible decision. It was, whatever. But my dumb ass did in an email form that their person waited like, I want to say 6-7 months. And then they anonymously sent my apology to them to my ex.
It's not to take away from what cheating is. Because again, cheating happens in different various. Yeah. But it's just to provide, a little clarity. It wasn't like you was just out here just raw dog Bobby.
No.
You was just...
No, it was intimacy with someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
yeah. But still, it was enough to make someone upset. But I think also the betrayal part made it worse too. Because it was an anonymous letter and it was me apologizing. But the gag was, I never said what it was that I did. It was just me saying, I'm sorry for what this was. And so one day he comes home and says, so you did something with this person. What was it? And now that's some hard shit. Having to tell someone who's demanding of you detail by detail. It's not enough to say, oh, you cheated. It's like, no, I want you to tell me every fucking thing you did, every minute, every second. That is the hardest thing to have to do to someone. And that shit burned the inside of me inside out. And so I had to do that. And then you have to and it was just like this constant, just like, nigga, when am I gonna stop paying for it? What all we can do is end the relationship because there's no way I'm gonna be able to pay enough for you to not bring it up. Nigga, it would be like, you didn't wash these dishes because you out here fucking these niggas. It was like, nigga, I went to the gym and he said I wasn't wet enough when I came back, nigga.
So it definitely
it really just changed everything.
It highlighted his trust issues or his mistrust issues.
Right. And that's why I said I'd never cheat on someone ever again, because I don't want to go through the prisoner aspect of it. Like, I couldn't do anything. And it got to the point that he could do shit that I couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nigga, so you can do this and I'm okay with it, but I do. No, it's different for you because you're a cheater.
And we're not going to get too far on him because I could go in. Cause I'm like, nigga.
you were, I was calling you like,
nigga. Like, you did some shit. But it's funny because...
Yeah, in hindsight, especially when we found out, like, later when his iPad was open, nigga. And I was like, ain't this...
But that explains why he was going through your shit, because he had his own shit going on. So it's like, oh, well, I know I'm doing dirt, so let me see if Kevin's doing dirt too. Mm-hmm. And you just wasn't at work. And it's funny because I can't say I'll never cheat again.
It's all about ideal. Yeah. Well, me, it's
I'll try. Yeah. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I will try.
Honest. Here's the thing. I don't want to go through that again, if that makes sense. And so that's why I'm not trying to jump in nobody's relationship, because it's like, I need to be sure, nigga. Mm-hmm. I need to be sure that you're who I want to commit to. Because I talk all the time, like, I can go either way. It can be monogamy, but it has to be monogamy. It can be open, it can be open. I just want transparency.
Right.
I don't want us focusing on ideals so much that we're actually just lying to each other. Because that was my last relationship. I don't want that shit. Like, I'd rather us be real. Like, do you need someone else sexually? Cool. If we got something going here that you like, friendship-wise, bet. I'm okay with that.
Right.
But at the same time, it's the betrayal that hurts, because even then, like, when I found the shit with him, remember I was reading, he was talking to someone, he called me weak. That shit broke my heart. That was cheating to me.
Right.
How dare you look at my vulnerabilities and then tell some other nigga that you like how weak I am. Like, oh, he's so
That is cheating.
Oh, that shit broke me, man. I hate that shit. That pisses me off more than fucking somebody else. Because something that I confide in you and then you use it against me, nah.
I think it's really realizing that, again, cheating comes in various forms, and just being honest with myself, I will make a conscious effort to never just step out on someone or to overstep a boundary that has been set in my relationship. At the same time, I can't guarantee that I'll always be happy in relationships moving forward. Yeah. You know, but, as much as I try and put that out there.
Me and Charles talked about this also. One person can't give you everything. And I don't think we should expect that from somebody.
So, and with that said, most would lead with, okay, let's be open. You know, you're going to have your people and you're going to have that. So it's like...
So you're against open.
And I'm not against it. I'm not against an open relationship. Honestly, I can see myself being in an open relationship, especially as I get older. Mm-hmm. Primarily because of the fact that I know there's different things. I love traveling. You know, nigga, if it was up to me, I'll be out of the country every month.
Right.
You know, like, the goal is next year to take off, 2 months just to travel. So I would want to have a partner that's able to travel with me, but I'm also realizing that everyone's not there, in their career or in their life or whatever the case, and me trying to have respect for that. So does that mean that I deny myself the opportunity, or do I find someone else that could potentially go with me? Because I don't want to go by myself. Mm-hmm. So do I be open with my partner and say, hey, I love you, but I do want to travel, and I would prefer to travel with a man. And I prefer to travel with an attractive man. And I'm trying to, hit these skins in some foreign countries as well. Yes. So are you coming with, or do I need to find someone else?
Right.
And everyone isn't there yet to have that discussion.
It's a hard discussion. Like, even bringing it up makes people mad. Like, I talked about this before. Like, I was dating a guy and he was like, yeah, I can't date you anymore. I don't even like the prospect of it. I was like, damn. Shit. And I'm not even saying I need that. I'm just saying I want transparency.
But it's the reality. But let's be real with our fucking selves, is that is a lot. Imagine, fuck the other person. Fuck the person that you're trying to date. Think about it from yourself. How would it feel for you to now be with a person who's now going to depend on you for everything? Yeah. Minus all the shit that you got to be for your family, all the shit that you got to be for your friends, all the shit you got to be in your career, regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not. There's still a certain part of yourself that's required to successfully have a business or to successfully be an employee, whatever the case. All that, and now you're going to try your best to be everything for someone who might want a lot. There are some people out there who don't want much. Like, there are some men who legitimately quote unquote, because some of these niggas be lying. But legitimately, I just want a woman, you know, come home to cook me a good meal, want elaborate ass meals, but you know, it's neither here nor there. But you know, they don't necessarily want to travel. They don't want to do this. No paper plates, right? Fuck ass niggas. Anywho, but it's like there's different people who want, you know, different things. So to put all that on you, it's like, I'm not going to be everything for you. Yeah. You know, and as hard as it is to say, and as much as it's been ingrained in us and taught to us to be everything for someone.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't be everything at work, nigga. I get paid to be there. Like,
so how I'm gonna do this and you just give me dick?
Like, and I love the fuck out of you, but there's some things that I'm just genuinely not into, you know, and I'm okay with you doing that with said friend. Mm-hmm. Just be honest and open about it. So will I always be honest and open? Yes. But if I happen to find my ass in another relationship where honesty and being transparent and being open about where I'm at that point in time is not welcome, I might cheat. Yeah. If that's a relationship that I selfishly want to keep. And cheating is a very selfish fucking act. It's very selfish. It has nothing to do with the other person. It's about my own gratification. It's about me getting what I need in this moment, regardless if it's an emotional, physical, sexual, whatever it is. It's just about me getting what I need, regardless of how the fuck you feel about it. So could I potentially, I'm not trying to be selfish in that aspect. Yeah. I'm still human though.
But it can still happen. And that's real. And I know how I am. Like, I'm not a person, sex is not a fucking back burner issue to me. Sex is a necessity. And I'm tired of society trying to make it seem like it's not. Sex and money are the two biggest things for divorce. Mm-hmm. So how do we pretend like that don't mean shit? No, it means a lot because it's a bodily desire.
It is not necessarily even sex for me. It's the intimacy.
Intimacy, yes.
Like, rub on me. Rub this booty, nigga.
Right.
Like,
rub
every
this booty,
day.
nigga.
Like, welcome me home. And then it's also, I honestly didn't respect or even pay attention to. I will say I didn't pay attention to love languages. Yeah. Prior to my last relationship.
Me neither.
Until I really realized, I'm like, actually, this shit makes a lot of sense. Like, it's kind of like, just a quick side note. We talk about support. Mm-hmm. I recently went through some shit with my mom, and I had to break it down to my friends that I don't require the same support that everyone else might require, someone else might require. Support is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing. Right. Everyone doesn't need someone coming up to a hospital. Everyone doesn't need to be called every hour on the hour. How's it going? What's going on? What's the status? Some of that shit's stressful, nigga. Yeah. Like, I'm going through something right now and you want to call me every hour on the hour because that's how you view support. Right. So I say that to say when it comes to just other aspects of our life, everything's not a one-size-fits-all. Mm-hmm. Intimacy is not a one-size-fits-all. Relationships are not a one-size-fits-all. And I think we need to get out of that. Every relationship is not going to look the same. Right. Every relationship is not going to be you court me for 6 weeks and then we're together and then within the first 90 days we're fucking and then from there we're on pretty much the track to get married. Relationships are going to be different. You know, it's going to be different and it's about what you define it to be. I want my relationships to be built on friendship, you know, with open, honest transparency. I could talk to you the same way I talk to my best friends, the same way I would talk to anybody. I can bring this to you. However, everyone's not there. Yeah. And I'm trying to be respectful.
And I think they fight against being there.
Absolutely, because we're still stuck on what a relationship is supposed to look like. Yeah. And a lot of it is based in religion. Religion state has dictated to us what a relationship is supposed to be. And even though, I mean, let's just be real, hookup apps have changed tremendously. Oh my God. Like, it's kind of like
niggas out here catfishing. I ain't over it yet.
Come through, not over it.
I ain't over it.
I mean, it's like, you know what that mouth do, you know, no fast, no films. You got all that. It's like people are literally just putting it out there, and it's like we're bypassing so many integral steps in order to be an actual relationship where we find ourselves a year in trying to build
them.
And
that's affecting our mental health too.
Absolutely.
Like I tell you all the time, like I have to take breaks between these apps because it's such a negative space. Like you can read someone's profile and it's filled with toxic fucking statements. You niggas ain't shit. You bottoms out here acting all high and royal. You didn't take this dick and just you can't be old bitch out. Like you read people's profiles. That's their introduction to them. And you haven't even talked to them and you already are getting negative energy. That shit eats away. And then it's the do I respond? Do I not respond? Are they gonna respond to me? Like, it's so much rejection, so it ups the ante, and we have to really consider the effect on our mental health.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, online dating 10 years ago, completely fucking different than what it is
people were
now.
still afraid then. They're like, oh, you meet people online? You don't know on the internet?
Shit, even 5 years ago. So now it's literally, and it's a little bit different on the straight side because, I think most niggas, well, no, let me take that back. It's a little different on the straight side. Don't get me wrong. Niggas are still leading with dick. Very much so. Out the gate.
Leading with
dick, You
got a pretty mouth. I should go. What was, you sent me something.
There was some nigga, he was offering,
but he made it like it was a gift. He was like, oh yeah, like, I should.
You so pretty, I should.
I should you suck this dick. What?
Listen.
You should let me suck that dick?
Niggas lead with dick. But they do mask it a little bit more for women. It's packaged a little softer.
There is a savage nature amongst men.
Oh, absolutely. They don't give a fuck about you.
I mean, I tell you all the time. I'm like, nigga, do you know what this nigga just said to me? Because Christina always says, I couldn't be a gay man. She's like,
I couldn't.
She's like, the shit you tell me, I couldn't.
Listen, your party let me know I couldn't be a gay man. I'm like, first of all, a lot of these niggas are fine. So I don't know what these conversations, I'll be in here insecure as fuck. What you talking to that nigga for? Excuse me. No, I saw the way you looked at him. He was twerking that thing in a circle.
Right,
you know this me, right? Please, could never, ever be a gay man, especially not in Atlanta. Oh, they'll never be. Nope, you don't need none of them.
And I always tell Christina about just the hyper masculinity part, like how everything is just like, it's just, you can't live. You can't live like, oh, you like Beyonce. Nope, that's too gay for me. Oh, you do. It's just like, it's
and that's another thing that I have said that you kind of, I don't want to say it's a privilege, but I can see how men read you wrong as far as like wanting to come at you on some, you're a top, and then being surprised that you're a bottom.
Oh, because the beard and
because of the beard and like your shoulders and all that shit, But it's fucked up, right? It's like to say only bottoms are supposed to be like, twink type niggas, soft and skinny. Like
there was a nigga who was actually here on Friday who was like, oh, shave your beard off. I was like, fuck you. Like, I don't like ideals.
I think it is.
I don't like ideals.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. He was like, oh, you should shave your beard off.
You've been asking for this for a while, nigga. No.
Like, I am what the fuck I am. Like, yeah, it's tough.
Ain't nobody shaving off this fine ass thick beard for you. You old patchy beard nigga. You over here envious of my shit because my shit connect. That's all it is.
And now you feel like you need to, nah, nigga. No, it's we talk about this all the time because I always find intersections. She'll tell me things that happens that men tell her. I'm like, damn, like, it's weird because, gay men, we bring up a lot of I can't even talk right now, a lot of heterosexual shit into our community. And so I hear her say shit, I'm like, nigga, like, we all men, and yet tops talk to bottoms like they're fucking women. And you're like, nigga, like, we're niggas. Like, what? Why is this even a thing? And I be having Christina like, yeah, no, I couldn't be a gay man. I'll keep womanhood.
I mean, it's interesting because I wouldn't have known. I mean,
it's conversations that we've had over the
years. It's 10
years, nigga. Imagine if we never had those conversations. Who would you be? Who would I be?
Oh, you put me on the DL men, so...
Oh, you weren't aware? You didn't realize how deep it was.
I wasn't aware how deep it was. Yeah. And it was... You literally...
Nigga, like, you meet a married nigga.
You changed the way I was like, oh, let me... let me start asking some questions.
You should do Google search, nigga.
That was like different questions, too. I was like, oh, not just I need to ask different shit. Like, you literally did put me on the DL men, and... I'm often interested in I'll often find it interesting how a lot of just the heteronormative type things kind of have found themselves within the homosexual community when it comes to dating. I mean, the whole
who pays?
Who pays who? Who's gonna cook? Who's gonna clean?
Who's gonna stay home, be a good boy?
But it literally, I feel that still is religion. That is the very, traditions are often cemented in religion, especially for Western. Yeah. I'll go with that. For the United States of America. Other countries, we ain't gonna talk about them niggas. They have their own. Because this is some shit that happened in other countries and I'm like, oh, y'all niggas would be like, this is gay. Yeah. Like, and it's just what it is. Just men who just exist. Yeah. But for the most part, I've always found it interesting, especially with the cooking aspect, because I know that was something that was asked of you quite often at one point. What? It was like every nigga that hit you up was like, oh, you gonna cook for me? And you're like, what? Like, why am I cooking for you? Like, what is this? You gotta earn meals. And this is something that literally over the last 3 years, like, I mean, I cook, so apparently I am shit. But for the bitches who don't cook, they ain't shit. So it's like, you know, and it's been literally aligned with womanhood. Like, oh, if you don't cook, then you're less of a woman. Mm. And I'm like, well, how the fuck does that work with gay men then? Like, if you don't cook, are you less of a bottom?
Right. Like, that's literally people like, no, there's literally like this whole idea of like cleanliness. Cleanliness is supposed to be a bottom thing.
Oh, so you can have a whole musty ass and stank dank ass balls. Right.
But my ass that is supposed
needs to be pristine.
But it's supposed to expel shit, ain't supposed to have shit. Ain't that some shit? No, what it's made for, because the ass ain't made for dick. I mean, hey, I hate to break your heart, but it ain't made for dick. It's made to expel waste from your body. But no, there better not be no waste present.
I mean, we talk about how niggas be like, ooh, some pussy. I'm like, right. You have given him a whole ass. It's talking about pussy. It's like, what?
This is not a pussy. Yeah, it's interesting. But yes, it's heteronormativity. Like, that's what it is. But it's silly. We both niggas. And you get to the point you're like, I'm just tired of teaching. I'm tired of teaching. Like, I'm tired of telling niggas, nah. Nah.
So when you're tired of teaching and you just want to be transparent and...
I just fuck them.
And now...
That's what I do. I say, just give me the dick, and then I need you to leave promptly. You have a 15-minute grace period. We can, okay, cool. I'll get the towel, warm it up. Cool. You're clean. We're clean. Cool. What you about to get into today? Oh, I'm going to run some errands. Cool. I'm going to hit this gym real quick. All right, then. That's all you get from me. Because I'm tired of teaching niggas. Like, I'm tired. Like, I can't spend enough time with you when we start talking about meals. You shouldn't be here long enough for a meal.
I mean, I'm tired of mothering niggas, so I get it.
And here's the gag, though. I don't mind cooking for niggas, but I don't want it expected of me. And I also want you to cook for me. I don't understand why it has to be this is how it should be either or. Right. Like, my last relationship, positive. He was a top, I was a bottom, but he did all the cooking and cleaning. Mm-hmm. That was his shit.
Right.
That wasn't my shit. There was and that's why it worked, because that wasn't my thing. It's not my thing. Especially now being vegan, nigga. Well, you gonna get some meatless dishes. I'll make you some spinach dip, nigga. I'll make you this new Philly cheesesteak I learned. But I ain't frying no chicken. Ain't no real bird in this bitch. Ain't no real bird in this motherfucker. So I don't know.
It's funny because it's like I find myself as a woman. Have I rebelled against this is what you're supposed to do as a woman in the past? Absolutely. Like, who the fuck, how you gonna tell me what I'm supposed to be, nigga? Go worry about yourself. And then on top of that, are you out here taking out trash? Are you out here protecting me? Are you out here walking on the inside? Are you carrying up these bags? Are you being the breadwinner? Are you going to work every day and I'm at home barefoot and pregnant? No, I still have to go out here, be a bad bitch. I still got to go out here, make upwards of whatever I have to make in order to pay. Like, I still got to do all these things on top of now being your second fucking mother, because you haven't dealt with your mama issues or the fact that she curated you or made you think a certain type of way, that women are supposed to be this certain type of thing, or I'm just like a cum receptacle who's just supposed to just lay back and take it all day and not give a fuck if I'm getting no orgasm out of it.
It's always on the shit. That's what it is.
I have rebelled against this shit because it's like, no, my pleasure matters in all of this.
Eat
like,
this ass and stop playing.
I will happily cook you a meal, but what am I getting out of this? Like, are you going to break this back? Like, what am I going to get once? Especially with the meals that I cook, nigga. Because you getting the appetizer, you getting all of it.
True.
So
it's more than breaking back. Niggas don't have a problem breaking your back. No, are you eating this ass? Are you sucking this dick? looking at clit. I'm trying to be fair here. Intersectionality. Are you pleasuring me? Because one thing about bottoming, like, I tell you all the time, bottoming and then also women, it's the same shit where niggas feel like I have to ignore your needs for this to work. Nah, nigga. That's how this works.
Like, I am still to this day. So Kevin told me about, or he educated me. I'll say that. He educated me. Yes. You learn something new about the whole, okay. Backtrack. Kevin put me on the Tumblr, which is great for porn. Yeah. And because of that, I see everything. Kevin also put me onto my Vidster. You know? Yeah! Kevin has helped out my porn life tremendously. So, but one thing that Kevin told me about that a lot of like gay men are into is the whole creaming of the ass thing. So it's not that I like personally seek this shit out. It just happens to be apparently it's an in thing right now, and it's just all up on Tumblr. Every time I just get on that shit, cause
she also watches all like gay porn.
I mean, okay, I watch niggas who jack off who just happen to typically be gay. Okay, we'll go with that.
Go for it.
I mean, a dick is a dick, right? And as long as I get a money shot, that's kind of all that matters here. That's it. I mean, and typically it's it's nicely shaven, it's clean, it's glisten. I mean, they do put a little bit more care into the dick. It's not just ashy. It's nice. It's actually a pretty dick. A lot of gay men have beautiful ass dicks out here, so there's that. I could only be a gay man for that purpose because there's a lot of you fine ass niggas. I'd be like, listen, this dick. All that. I'll be a shit nigga. You gonna come get on this dick or not? Like I would be an a shit gay man. I'm just being real. Not trying to be in a relationship with none of you niggas because it's like that's a lot to unpackage and that's just stressful as fuck. But I mean, just on some for like whatever type shit. Let me wake up tomorrow with a dick. Oh, nigga, it is going down. I'm backing off immediately. I'm booking appointments. I'm getting my dick sucked. I'm getting my balls licked. Bitch, you will lick this ass. I'm going all in. Give me 24 hours with a dick. It is going down. Yes. Bend over, nigga. All of it. Lube, no lube, all of it. I'm feeling all of this. I will be the best top ever, nigga. Yes. Best top ever. Best. All I need is 24 hours with a dick. After that, give me back my vagina, my clitoris, give me back these titties. I'm good. So with that said, like I find myself literally I am fascinated by this whole creaming thing that's like, because Kevin broke it down what it is, it's like it's protecting, it's not really like a cream type of thing. It's not a pleasure. But these niggas be in these videos like, yeah, you better cream for me. I'm like, cream. So it's like knowing that it's protection. So essentially like something's happening to the body that
it's protecting. So just to clarify, so we talked about this before. So basically with anal sex, there's this whole phenomenon with bottoms supposedly creaming on the dick. And so tops have had this idea that it's coming from pleasure and it's like an ejaculate. It is not. It is basically, it's either, I believe it's your lower intestine. It's a mucus that comes from it to prevent you from tearing. And so basically when you fleet and use like saline solution and pretty much dry out yourself, it's basically the friction of the penis, the lower intestine is emitting a mucus so it doesn't tear your ass up. And so tops are like, "Ooh, you creeping on my dick. I'm pleasuring you." No, nigga, that's not what this is. But it's gotten so bad that people really feel like it comes from pleasure. Now, I told Christina now it's pleasurable because it adds to the whole lube. It does have a softness, but it's not from pleasure. It's your body protecting itself from tearing.
And my beef with that is from the videos I've seen. And from what Kevin has shared with me, it's like niggas, they see it, they get hyped, and they go harder.
Like, oh yeah, you creaming on that dick.
And it's like I mean, and as as a woman, I experience the same thing. It's like, niggas swear there's like a bottom of a pussy or whatever. Right. Like, but it's like it's typically the bottom of the pussy is when the dick is uncomfortably positioned, and I guess you just like the shit. And niggas like they just go ahead. And it's like, so you just don't give a fuck about my pleasure right now. Right. Like my legs just all up here, it's just, I'm doing all type of, unknown splits and shit. And you're just all in it. And it's like, no, give a fuck about my pleasure. Like, check in with me. Does this feel good to you? Did you come? Like, so many niggas don't care. It's
they've been taught not to care though.
But that's fucked up.
It's very fucked up.
I'm not a thing. I am a human. I am a being. I am a person. And this is this is a two-way street. You know,
Right.
both of us are
We're
supposed to get
sharing
something
bodies.
out of this.
We're sharing bodies, and like a lot of gay men model themselves out of that same disrespect for women. That's what kills me. A lot of people who consider themselves tops or verse or whatever model that same disrespect as what they're supposed to do. Nah, nigga, like this is supposed to be pleasure for both of us. It's not a matter of I get off of you dogging me out because I don't.
Do you find yourself having to reteach men?
Absolutely, all the time. Well,
That's
but here's the thing though, I get labeled as a power bottom.
What the fuck is a power bottom?
Meaning I'm not submissive.
Okay.
Meaning I'm like, nigga, nah, you're not fucking me any kind of way. Meaning if I gotta get on top, cool, no problem. Meaning I tell you, nah, nigga, keep your head down there a little bit longer. No, I'm not sucking your dick if you're not eating my ass, nigga. Like me standing up for myself and saying, nigga, I need pleasure too makes me a power bottom. Because I'm not laying there. I had somebody tell me recently, I told you about this, somebody that we messed around a long time ago and it fell off. And I was like, why did it fall off? He was like, well, I just felt like you were just too aggressive. Like, I like more submissive type. Like, I want to feel like I'm almost raping you, which is something else we have to unpack. Like, and he's like, I want to feel like I'm almost like raping you. Like, pretend like you don't want it. And I'm just like, you have issues. I want you to know. And I'm glad it didn't work out, but thank you for letting me know that I'm just that aggressive. But I'm a nigga though. Like, I don't get it. Like, I have a right to defend my pleasure. Like, I'm not a cum receptacle. You don't pay me. So you can't have it your way. Like, it needs to be us pleasuring each other.
I just want to feel like I'm taking it.
Niggas have issues.
I mean, oof, that's
a lot. But
I'm noticing more and more though, even in porn.
Yeah, popular porn is all incest, rape, gang stuff, and brutal X. That's another new one. It's rape, pedophilia, and incest. But it's funny, those are the top search things in porn right now. But somehow we wonder when it happens in real life, where are they getting this from? They're the top fantasies. How long before your fantasy becomes reality?
I mean, and I thought what was interesting is that one of the top searches for straight women is forced sex. So rape when it comes to porn. Yeah. Like, we are searching it more than...
Is it because it's like animalistic?
For me, I can only speak for myself. Whenever I look, so I love all type of porn.
Obviously.
Listen, but you know what? I don't get off on like gay porn. Yeah. Like, that's not one thing. Don't get me wrong. It's dope seeing just two men just getting it in. Mm-hmm. However, it's just that ain't my shit. It's more like, give me a little jack off action, money shot, and I'm good. Or like, it'll be like, you know, the group shit and someone's getting like, you know, come all over them or some shit. Yes. Or, you know, like orgies here and there. I do watch some lesbian shit. And it's more so because of like the pussy eating, just because I've been deprived for so long.
I'm very into cum niggas.
Yeah, and you kind of put me onto it as well, because I love
watching dudes eat pussy.
You told me about it. I was like, actually, let me watch a couple of videos.
It's hot as fuck. Like, I've gotten off on watching dudes eat pussy.
Like, but the force shit, it's like I have to be in the mood for... I just want to take some dick right now. So I want to watch someone just taking some dick or giving some dick. And it's kind of like that.
Example for you. Okay, so two things. I noticed that there was a meme that used to go around, oh, he choke you and say, don't play with me. And it was like how your panties get wet. I was like, okay. And then most recently on Black Panther, when Michael B. Jordan, Eric Killmonger lifts the girl up and said, when I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. There was a meme going around like, ooh, didn't that shit make you wet? I'm like, why do y'all normalize abuse though? And everybody said that made them wet. They said when he picked her up and said, when I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. People said that turned them on. It did kind of lightweight. Give me.
I mean, but it's Michael B. Jordan though.
But you gotta unpack that. Nigga, though.
I was happy he was eating chicken wings. Like, clearly, he could do no wrong right now.
We have to unpack that though. Why does that turn us on? Why does that that's abuse? Like choking someone and saying, when I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. Why does that make you then wet? Because I did have a rise out of it too. And I was like, oh shit. But then I have to ask myself, why? That's domestic abuse, honestly.
Aggression is sexy. It's kind of like on a base level. Let's say you.
It's like leadership.
Let's
People
say,
like leaders.
Right. You and Boo are out. someone says something, a little bit off, Boo steps up, who the fuck you talking to? You might be like, oh
shit.
Fucking you.
Right. In the car. Yeah.
It's right. It's that like you said, we like to see people take lead because it doesn't happen too often. A lot of times it's like, who gonna step up? But so to see someone just take the lead it is attractive. From a sexual standpoint, I think that some of us have been kind of socialized to normalize the whole I'm not necessarily kissing you or being intimate with you. I mean, it's in our music.
Yeah.
Beat the pussy up.
Yeah. Tooted and booted.
We ain't said nothing about kissing her. We ain't said nothing about rubbing on her, caressing her.
Why did you say I only eat her pussy because she light skinned? I was like, nigga, you really wrote this down and recorded it?
Can we talk about Problem Song? Bitch, what's wrong? My man ain't shit. Bitch,
you ain't leave him?
Because bitch, dick too bomb. Like literally, we have gotten to the point where it's like we are used to niggas who probably have emotional, temperamental problems who give really good dick. And the temperamental problems, again, most people they like the sex after fighting.
Yeah.
The makeup sex. Because it's going to be that aggressive feeling, and we've gotten into that. And unfortunately, a lot of people have been sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people I've been
sexually assaulted.
Right. And so many people have been.
And and even after, I mean, again, my last relationship started off as sexual assault. And I had to really ask myself, no, for real.
Shit.
My last relationship started off as sexual assault.
You just dropped the bomb.
And I remember asking myself, why did I stay in it? And a lot of it was the whole, I didn't go through that for nothing. That's being honest as fuck.
Look, I'm sitting here shit.
I didn't just go through that feeling and that emotion, and you feel guilty, you feel ashamed. You're like, fuck, someone just took something from me that I didn't want them to have, and now they have it.
Shit.
So what do I do with this? I didn't want them to have that shit. So do I try to redeem myself by saying now you can have it, so I still maintain some type of control over it, or do I make excuses for it? I mean, I did all that shit, nigga. And because of it, I do find myself now, certain porn certain conversations are a trigger for me. It's like, we're not doing this. I mean, and that wasn't my first time being sexually assaulted. I told you, I had a man who literally, trigger warning, he literally held me down and jacked off on me. And this was someone that I thought was a friend. And if there was a checklist of niggas who will not try to rape you, he met that checklist. And it was like, the shit went left.
I tell you, I always feel like I'm always just a conversation away from fucking a lot of people. It just takes that just
literally.
Switch. You'd be like, oh.
And I think the same way that there isn't no one way to cheat, rape is various forms. And
there's ways of sexually assaulting people.
And it bothers me that a lot of the conversation, especially because of the whole Me Too movement, and I actually stopped talking to, I literally ghosted this nigga. Oh yeah, I am a professional ghoster and I will always ghost people.
Own it.
I'll be called a coward for that, but I just would rather not have this whole last conversation of why I'm no longer fucking with you. I'd rather just cut you the fuck off. And I'm not even changing my number. I'm not going to even block you. I'm just going to delete your messages as they come through. And I'm not going to pick up the phone. But I remember he brought up the whole Me Too thing and his whole argument that made me say, I'm not fucking with you no more. He's like, but why so long though? I just don't think it really happened if they didn't speak up on it immediately. And I'm like, do you know how the fuck it feels to have someone take some shit from you and you're just like, no, you don't know what the fuck to do with that. So do you immediately talk about it because the shit is new and you're still trying to process what the fuck just happened? Or do you try to swallow that shit and move on with your life and not become the epitome of what the stigma of a rape victim or a person who's dealing with a mental illness looks like? Because society paints the fuck out of people who've been sexually assaulted. It's like, oh, you look this way, you're a victim. You'll always be a victim. Yeah. And then do you want to actually in some type of way, apologize for the shit that happened to you?
We've seen how society treats people who are raped, especially women. They always find a way to make it your fault. They always say, well, you shouldn't have been there. Or you shouldn't have worn that. You shouldn't do that. But they don't know that niggas who are fully dressed. Anytime a kid is molested, don't fucking talk to me about what they wear because it doesn't matter. A predator is a fucking predator. They can look at your teeth and say, I want to fuck you.
And a lot of these men out here are predators. And we need to talk about it and we need to unpackage it. And some people need to actually go to therapy for the shit. Because it's not a matter of, oh, you know, she just likes it rough. You like it rough too. Yeah. And there's a reason why you like it rough. There's a reason why you want to hold someone down. You want to constrict their breathing. You want to be in that control. You want them to submit to you. Nigga, there's something about that.
Most of my sex, I've looked, you know, I've made videos and everything. It's rough as fuck. It's always on some, let me hold your hands. Let me constrict you. Let me tell you to take this dick. Let me tell you, it's always on. It's very rape based. It's very force based. It's not on a, oh, do you feel good? It's okay. It's always like, no, take all that dick. No, it's like society has a huge issue with forced sex.
Very much so. I recently told you the dude that I stopped talking to, who happened to be a Libra. Fuck y'all Libras. But I remember when he told me, because he was so big about trying to figure out how to have sex with me. Like, he was just trying to figure it out. And I remember him saying to me, he was like describing what it would be like. Or how he would want it to be. And I'm just like, okay, this is an odd ass conversation. And I just remember asking him, I'm like, so you wouldn't like be gentle? Yeah. And he was like, I mean, that would be making love to you and I don't love you.
Then why are you fucking me?
And I'm like, okay, I'm like, wait. I was like, so you only are gentle when you love someone. Fuck caring, because you care enough about me to fuck me. Yeah. Or maybe you don't. Maybe that's been removed as well. Maybe we could just have sex with just anything. We ain't even got to care no more. Yeah. But then that says a lot about you. That means you don't care about your dick.
Right, you just put in anything.
You just put in anything.
And like, niggas who fuck you like, oh, well, you a hoe. Well, nigga, why'd you fuck me? What does it say about you? Right. And then on top of that, like, niggas who don't kiss but eat ass. You be like, I'm confused.
Okay, so can we... So... I will never forget the first time I heard that men do that.
They're like, oh, I don't kiss niggas. Nigga, you just put your tongue
but you got all up in my butt. All up.
In my butt. All of it. all of it. All of it. Like, you got all of it. Sphincter.
All of it.
The whole lining in between. Like, it's cool. I mean, it's fine. You did a great job. But I don't understand why you don't kiss.
So... the whole connection is the shit. We're missing intimacy. Yeah. Niggas don't know what the fuck intimacy is. No. So it becomes this forced sex. I'm just getting it. I'm just for the sole gratification of busting this nut that is going to be amazing because I'm giving you all my aggression, all this pent up, internalized anger, emotions that I'm not giving to the rest of the world because I have to be a certain type of way or I have to look a certain type of way. I'm going to give it to you and that's just it. And I'm never going to resolve it or never going to talk about it because everyone else is into it right now. Mm. Like, show me, you have to specifically search for intimate porn. Yeah. Honestly, and you can't just, you have to search for it.
And it's always under, for women. It's always the erotica. And then, like, also, I think I knew it was a problem when you could be dating someone or you know someone who's like super nice. That's how I knew. They're super nice, they're super sweet, nerdy and all that. But as soon as it's time to have sex, they become someone else. They start posturing the aggressive, like, oh, well, I'm the top. So I'm like, nigga, you're not even being yourself right now. You're not even being yourself right now. You're putting on an act of what you think you're supposed to be in the bedroom. Like, this is stupid. Now, here's the thing. I like rough sex. It's fine. But I also like intimate sex, too. I believe in energy. There's times where, yeah, we're going to fuck. But there's times we want to be intimate and just do regular-ass missionary. It just depends on the mood. But there's people who really feel like sex is only supposed to be a certain way. It's like, no, that's not how this works. And that's a huge problem, but a lot of it is very much rape based. It's very much, I need to defile you. I need to humiliate you. I need to nut on you in the most embarrassing place. I need to leave you there without letting you get your nut because it's not about your nut. It's about me. You serve me. And I'm like, this shit is twisted and we're not talking about it.
I mean, can we talk about the whole daddy shit?
Nigga, can we? Because I had two daddies.
Yes, two?
I had two. I had my biological father and I had my uncle who fucking raised me from birth. I don't need no more daddies. I'm good.
But I wonder, like, do people know how odd that is.
It's so odd.
In the midst of
Daddy getting that pussy. What? What?
Ew.
Daddy making that pussy wet.
Ew.
This is an anus. Okay. Second of all, you weren't at any of the tables I was at growing up.
Like,
third, no, this ass that you call a pussy don't get wet. That's lube. That's wet platinum. Unpack this. We gotta unpack this.
But then my other thing is like, okay, have you ever had? We'll get back to the daddy shit in a minute because we could talk about that's a whole episode.
It's a whole episode, nigga.
Because I hate that, and it's so incestuous. It's like
it's so. But society has something with incest though. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. But if you look at how we behave in sexual situations, how we behave in porn, like I've noticed that a lot of porn, you know, because you can tell.
Oh, mother-daughter.
Yeah, mother-daughter. A lot of porn's like, oh yeah, my second cousin came through and her pussy was fat, so I had to. I'm like, y'all keep captioning this shit on some incest shit. Tumblr, there's a lot of niggas like, oh, my stepbrother, my stepfather, oh, my cousin came through and I had to get that ass real quick. And I'm like, we have a thing about incest. We do. And I don't think we've ever really addressed it or really talked about it because it's like, again, incest,
I feel in our society, it's supposed to look a certain way. Mm-hmm. Homosexuality is supposed to look a certain way and feel a certain way. Yep. Heterosexuality is supposed to look a certain way and feel, if you teeter on either side, hold up. Something a little wrong right here. So incest supposed to look a certain way. Father, daughter, mother, son, that's what it's supposed to look like. We don't really want to talk about the uncles and things like that, or, you know, the fact that there's tons of songs out here that talk about this shit, but we don't really want to talk about that. But you did bring up something about that I'm curious about, that a lot of your sex is forced, or it comes across with the whole that. How do you deal with that? I mean, especially with you being such a sexual person.
And once again, this is me being real. I've normalized it. Because there's times where I want it. I've grown to want it. It started out as sexual assault, where it was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a lot. But then after a while, because I remember even a boyfriend that I loved when I was 21. I remember at the time I wasn't fucking regular. I remember there was one time he was having sex with me and he just wouldn't pull out of me. And he was hurting me. And I remember having a moment of like, dude, like you're fucking hurting me. Why won't you stop? And in a weird way, it was almost as if he was training me to take dick in a certain way. But I remember actually kind of tearing up like, you're hurting me so fucking much. And he wouldn't stop. Like he was just ramming. But then after that, like I remember shortly after that, I started desiring that certain type of sex. Like, I desired it. Like, I also was horny and wanted to fuck. But it wasn't like that before him. And all of a sudden, I wanted a certain type of aggression. But then I had to actually say, but this came from you actually hurting me, though. Like, actually, I remember being head in the pillow, like, you're like, nigga, like, what the fuck? Do you like me? Or what's up? Like, he just didn't care. He would not stop. And I'm like, okay. But then I got to a point where that's what I learned to love. But you gotta understand, a lot of our porn is that. A lot of our porn is hardcore.
Not just porn, our music too.
Yeah, our music. And so in a way, it's I've normalized and I've made it desirable. I've made it the thing that I want. It got to the point like I had this phrase in 2009. I went, beat this up. I literally recorded it. It's at the end of some of my videos on YouTube. It's like, nigga, beat this up. Because I remember, and you knew the nigga I'm talking about. Sorry, with a D. You know what I'm talking about? 2010. I remember talking about how soft he was. I'm like, oh, he's so soft. Like he want to be missionary all slow. And I'm like, nigga, beat this up. And so I normalized it. I got to a point where that's what I desired. But it came from abuse, though.
That's right.
And I had to unpack that. I had to be like, oh, shit. That's where it came from.
So how do you move away from that now?
I don't know that I can, though, because I like a certain type of aggression because this is where I am now.
But realizing that certain type of aggression will always come from a certain type of man.
It came from a certain... ain't that a word?
It will always come from a certain type of man.
It will always come from a certain type of man.
So unless you find someone... Not say find, encounter. Unless you encounter someone who is able to acknowledge where that aggression comes from, and now they're making a conscious effort to exude said aggression during sex. Yeah. But other than that, they have to be that regular, everyday, schmegular, I just want to, you know, massage you, sing some Teddy to you, light some candles type shit. But I'm also going to beat it up from time to time.
But at the same time...
If that's what you're into.
But here's the thing, though. Like I said before, a lot of men, though, no matter who they are, they still posture to be that person.
Yeah.
Like, the gay community, we're filled with niggas. Every nigga I meet wants to fuck. Niggas ain't out here wanting to just have missionary sex slow. No, like, a lot of niggas want to fuck. Like, they'll be soft, but when they get to that bedroom, they say, okay, I'm going to turn this guy on. We're all programmed for aggression.
Could it also be that that's the only way that they know, and the only route they know in order to achieve an orgasm? Probably. Is through aggression. Like, not realizing that I can go nice and slow and still get this bomb-ass nut.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know, but...
Do most men you deal with, do they like oral?
Yeah.
Is the oral aggressive too? Like, are they grabbing heads? Are they like, Urgh?
No. Oral is pretty. Oral. A lot of it's on some servitude shit. They want to lay back. It's on some service shit. Like, oh yeah, suck my dick.
So it's selfish. All in all,
it's all selfish. It's all fucking selfish. But occasionally you do meet people who are like, I'm here to pleasure you. Like Blue Suit. Oof. He was all about pleasuring me.
Blue Suit was fine.
And had a big dick. Bipolar. He was. Exactly bipolar, but he was all about pleasuring me. Big dick, and he never came. I never seen nut come from his body. We fucked for months. And basically, I remember we would just fuck. He was like, are you satisfied? I'm like, good. He's like, I'm good then.
Oh, that's dope.
Like, and so basically, he would just come over, eat my ass, fuck me until oblivion. And when I was done, he'd be like, okay, cool, we're good. Mm-hmm. Never seen him come one time. There are people out here who are like, whatever. But he was still aggressive, though. He was still like, he got off on that. Like, I remember one time I was like signing into a meeting or something. He was like, oh, you about to get fucked right now. Because I like the fact that it's...
Sign into a meeting?
He always like, he's like, I love that fact when you were signed to the meeting and I just fucked you right here. Like, it was still aggressive, but it was also it was still a point of, I want to pleasure you.
Boo exhibitionist a little bit. Sign to this meeting while I'm fucking you. But they over there calling your name.
Right.
Kevin.
But I keep being, and that's why, I think that's why I like younger guys though. Because all the younger guys I meet, because I'm older than them, they want to prove a point to me. So they want to pleasure me. They're still rough, but they still want to pleasure me. It's still about my pleasure. And they read me, but the thing about it is I like rough. Like I said, I'm just acknowledging where it comes from. I do like it a little rough. It's cool. It's fine. I can take it. It's cool. It's great. But it took me a while to get to that point because of things that happened to me before. Mm-hmm. But it's cool. But it's still a level of I want to get you off. And that's how the last few, like even basketball from Florida, who rode his bike here. Like, it's all about pleasure. But he even goes hard. But he does ask how I'm feeling during. Like, it is like, you good? Like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, he does ask where I'm going. So it's definitely a care there. But it is very much of like, you know, is it still like, can I claim this though? And so, I don't know. It's interesting as fuck.
So what is dating looking like for you now? Like, just with everything. Like, it seems as if friends, you got that.
Yeah.
Bam. Friends are done. For the most part, career, you got that, you know.
Do my own shit.
You know, right? So, relationships in a little gray area. You like yourself. You like your solitude.
I do,
but you also do like to fuck. You do like to have the companionship.
Yeah.
But knowing how most are, they're into the force shit. You know, they're into the I want you to be mine and only mine, and don't be transparent. I don't want to hear that shit.
Right. Ideal.
You know.
That's just. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a Southern thing. Because, like, niggas are different in Atlanta.
They are.
Like, I've been fighting so hard to say no, gay niggas are gay niggas no matter where you go. But I will say the men I've met in Atlanta have been on some new shit. Like, it's been... Yeah. It is because of the options. Atlanta has it's a mecca. There's so many people here constantly moving here. So it is very much like you always have another option. One leave, next 15, another one coming. Right. It's very much that. So people aren't willing to commit. And I don't need you to force commitment to me. Don't be with me just because there's no other options. Fuck that. Be with me because you really want to be with me. I get it. But I don't know. Like, there's things that I require. And transparency is one.
Mm-hmm. What else do you require?
You got to be out. Mm-hmm. I can't do the DL shit. I just can't. Like, I've been out of the closet 13 years.
And you've tried. You have really tried to be with men who aren't necessarily out.
It's too much work.
Right.
It's too much work. And you also can't be self-hating. You can't hate being gay and also be gay. Because I don't like that shit. I don't like, it's too much. I'm open to dating though. I'm super open to dating. I've been open to dating. But you gotta be real niggas and not leave me at a restaurant.
Don't do this, catfish. I knew this was
and not
coming.
leave me at a restaurant.
I felt that in my soul
and
before it
not
happened.
be a real person. That's all I'm saying.
Don't stalk you.
The fuck, don't fucking stalk me. But see, I can't get right this butt. I gave him the good butt. I gave him the good butt. I should have gave him.
Yes,
I should gave him Black China. But instead, I gave him. I'm just saying,
Shade. You never got to talk about her lazy head like that.
I gave him too much. But I'm into giving the best that I got. Give him something he can feel.
Giving you the best that I
But yeah,
got.
I'm open to dating. I like to be serious with somebody. I'm okay with monogamy. I'm not like, the longer I'm single, the more I'm like, I'm cool with it. Like, I'm doing all the fucking. I'm good.
That's one thing that I think I might have told you this. Like, I find it more difficult the longer you're single, the more difficult it is to get back into a relationship.
Well, because you're used to your space and your time and how you operate. And so have somebody come in and be like, oh no, this gonna have to change. Nigga, what?
You go back to your place.
This thermostat stays on 72. Not 71 or 73.
You and this thermostat.
Nigga, because it's important to me. I've been with people who are like, oh, can we just keep it off? We can't. I ain't gonna lie. In fact, Jasmine, baby, my first winter here, she was like, nigga, you gonna freeze because this bill ain't going up. I'm like, I'm cold. She bought me a comforter. That was fair. She did. One day I came home, she's like, I bought you a comforter, nigga.
Jasmine is savage.
She was like, but
I'm not turning this heat up. Here go this comforter.
I was like, I'm cold. I'm from California. She's like, we ain't turning it up. You be all right. She bought me a comforter. So at least she brought a solution. But that taught me, nigga, you gotta live by yourself. You gotta live by yourself. I said, girl, I will pay the difference. I have a job too. She's like, nope.
Nope.
I don't even want to see the number on the bill. I said, nope. So yeah, that's where I got my thermostat shit from.
You're like, I'm particular about my thermostat.
Freeze me. I'm freezing. I'm shaking this shit. Like, why did I move here?
Why did I move with you?
I should have never moved. I should have stayed in California. I miss my mama. I was over it.
So thermostat a certain way. Your space.
My space
gotta be a certain way.
I can masturbate. I've been with niggas who are upset. They're like, you can't touch your dick because you with me. What? What are you talking about? I should be able to masturbate when I want to masturbate. No,
oh shit.
You're right. It will be an uphill climb to be with someone again. But I have had 2.5 years of solitude, and I'm open to it. I am open to companionship. I enjoy companionship, but it has to be someone who actually understands themselves. Someone who also enjoys solitude. That's important. You got to be okay with being by yourself. Because you can't be so that you want to be up under me.
Right.
Because I don't want you up under me all the time.
Right.
Like, let's be close, but then let's also be separate. Let's miss each other. Like, that's cool. So, whatever.
Will you live with a boo again?
I don't know.
I mean,
if the house is big enough.
What do you mean if the house is
4
big
bedrooms?
Enough? What do you need 4 and it's only 2?
I just need space in between your energy. Like,
but you would pick a different energy though. Wouldn't it be like an energy?
Living with someone is hard, nigga. Like,
I know.
That shit is hard.
No.
Cause nigga, we get into it. We in separate rooms, but I still feel like you can cut that tissue with a knife.
You still here.
And until you leave, I don't feel free. Like, I want you to die. Like, why you choking on that chicken? I'm like, just choke a little bit more. Just choke a little. Don't free yourself, Crystal. Crystal, stay in there. Stay in there. Just take that nigga out. Take that nigga out. Take him out. Ooh,
like you still here.
Take him.
But I guess the goal is to be with someone where you beef, but you don't beef to the bad whether you want them to die.
Right.
Like,
right.
If I want you to die, I might not want to be with you.
That's true.
Like, it might be time for us to leave.
It might be time.
I'm learning
I do think I can live
how
with somebody.
to let go of relationships better.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just holding on and trying to work it out, I'm realizing now, the same way my friendships, don't get me wrong, I've been great at getting rid of niggas. Like, friends, Bye. Yeah. However, relationships, though, I have held on to relationships longer than I should have. So I'm getting better at this ain't working. Bye. Yeah. You know, before it gets to the point where I resent you. I don't ever want to be with someone ever again where I resent them. Because it's like, what's the point? Like, I could just be free versus silently hating that you're here. You could just, you know, you go do you, you go do me. But I acknowledge I was selfish. You know, I didn't want to be with them, but I still wanted them to be with me. Yeah. So it's like, now it's being okay with the fact that we just both don't want each other, and that's okay. But I am also curious, like, just moving forward, like, what my next relationship will look like. Just out of all the work that you do.
Nigga, me too.
Like, what is it? Like, all this self-reflection and, you know, all this, like, being aware and, you know, consciously, like, changing habits. What is it going to look like now, moving forward?
I feel the same way. I do wonder how it's going to be, but I also think that my next relationship is going to...
I think it's going to be dope as fuck.
It is, but it's also going to challenge the fuck out of me. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of shit that I've been fighting is going to be the opposite of that. It's going to be like, nigga, I'm cooking. I'm not going to be submissive as fuck. But I really feel that way because I know how I am. It's going to take a particular type of person to even woo me. Mm-hmm. But then the thing about it is when I'm into you, I'm into you. You've seen me when I'm into someone.
Right.
I'm the most giving. Like, nigga, I'll drive fucking 4 hours to Charleston. Yes, that's shade. To a nigga or whatever.
For the second time.
For the second time. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Like, when I'm into someone, there's nothing I wouldn't do for them.
Right.
But it takes a lot to be that kind of person. I think I just get tired of people, like, getting me to that point. And then you just be like, whatever. Like, I'm here, ready to, like, be whatever it is, like, to... Like, I was willing to have a long-distance relationship with somebody. And they still were like, you know. But they love me when I ignore them, though. I'm just tired of that shit, man.
Yeah. I love how it just all kind of comes together. We've gotten better at our friendships.
Yeah.
Like, over the last 10 years.
For
I think
sure.
we've both gotten better because we shared a lot of the same fuck-ass friends, you know?
Listen, yes.
And for the most part, you know, no shade to them. Some of them are still in the same situations that they were in. And, you know, I mean, that's cool. If that's where you want to be, girl. However, we have moved on. And now it's just a matter of being now able to push that over into our romantic relationships to where it's not always, we're compromising so much of ourselves. You know, we're compromising so much of what we want. You know, we're approaching this completely different than our friendships because we thought that we had to, or we were taught that that's how you had to do it, that you kept your friendships were a certain way, your relationships were separate. Like, no, it's one and the same. It's a step up, as Kevin said. So it's like now getting better at it, you know, getting better at curating a actual romantic relationship that is a reflection of who we are as well as our friendships. It's just a matter of just getting there. And it's going to take time. Shit, it took time to build dope ass friends. It took time to get to that point where we have people we can count on, people that we know if we have an event, they'll be here on time. You know, that they'll do whatever the fuck they need to do in order to get here, to show up for us. And it's genuine. It's not on no tit for tat. I'm showing up because I want you to come, you know, to my mixtape release next week. I'm actually coming because I actually really want to be here for you. Yeah. You know, the genuine, like, to actually be authentic and genuine. So I think it will be a challenge. I mean, I'm at a space I want to be taken care of. You know, I'm tired of taking care of myself. I mean, that's the best way to say it. I've always taken care of myself and essentially taken care of my partner. So now I'm in a space where, no, nigga, come take care of me too. You know, rub my booty, take care of some bills, you know, take out the trash, carry the groceries. Like, I want all that because I fought against that for so long in the pursuit of being a strong Black woman, realizing that has definitely prevented me from growing in other spaces. And if anything, it's made me angry with people. It's made me feel alone in some instances. It's made me be completely different, a contradictory of who I want to be. Yeah. So no, let's go about it the right way. Yes, I will cook all the meals happily because I like cooking, you know, and it doesn't have to be a gender role. And I think that's why I love our conversations, because it seems like gay men try to uphold gender roles that makes no fucking sense.
Thrive on what you thrive on.
And it didn't make sense just as me being, me being a woman. Oh, I can't fix shit because I'm a woman. Yeah. Like, I can't change my own tire. But truth be told, I do want you to change this tire though. Like, please. And come change this light bulb, actually. But I can do it too.
Oh, because you taller than me, nigga. Like, that's
shit. You can even be stronger than me. Have that. Right. By all means. But just, it comes down to respect the fact that I am woman. And respect the fact that I'm capable and I'm strong. Still do it though. Yeah. But just respect me. And I think so long it was let me do it so that way I'm forcing you to respect me. Not realizing niggas didn't respect me regardless. Ooh. I was up here carrying my own bags. They ain't give a fuck. It was like, oh, she got it. If anything, it was like, well, she don't need me. And that lessened their will to even respect me even more because she don't need me. And I also had to realize I might not need to necessarily feel directly needed, but in relationships, people do need to feel needed. Mm-hmm. I'm working on that, making my partner feel needed. And I realized that by always being the strong person, I, in some ways, took away the opportunity for them to be there or for them to step up or for them to take the lead. Because it was like, I'm always gung-ho. Oh, I got it. I'll take care of it. So, no, I'm learning. So there's a lot of shit that it was like 5 years ago, I ain't doing that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, why you talking about the love languages? Like with me and my ex, well, we were giving each other, we were giving the love languages that we wanted.
Yep.
I wanted words of affirmation, so I was giving it to him. He wanted acts of service. He was giving it to me. I didn't want that shit, and he didn't want that shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, can we switch this? We tried for a while. Like, he was like, he wanted more gifts. I was like, okay. So I started actively going out and buying him shirts and shit. That wasn't my thing. But I was like, if this is what you want, cool. But I need you to be hype about my shit. Like, I used to hate coming home and telling him shit. He'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, what the fuck you mean, okay? Two things that step out. When Garrett got his book deal, I was like, Garrett got this bomb-ass book deal. He was like, oh, cool. What the fuck you mean? Like, this is huge. That pissed me off. Mm-hmm. I collect vinyl. He loved Whitney Houston. I found him 2 fucking Whitney Houston vinyls, brought them home, and I also got Thriller too. I'm like, nigga, I found both Whitney Houstons and Thriller. He's like, oh, that's nice.
The Whitney, I mean, it's for us, right, but it's more so for you.
But I was like, nigga, I need you to give me a little bit more. Don't make it seem like it's just some run-of-the-mill shit. This is exciting to me. I mean, I don't want you to be fake. Be you, but shit. And so we had to get to that point. Whereas he was buying me shit. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's not needed. Mm-hmm. I'm not with you because you do all this shit for me. Right. I don't care about that. It's about the emotional capacity. And he wasn't giving me that. And vice versa. He wanted to act service. I wasn't giving him that. So we had to get that switch. And we tried that for a while. But we just eventually just fucking broke up. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was what it was. But it did teach me on realizing we can't give people stuff that we want. We need to express that we want it.
Exactly. You talked about, and that's a little bit earlier when I brought up the whole support thing. It's not just this one size fits all. Right. Being with someone is not this one size fits all. And a lot of times we have to be able to communicate what it is that you need. Yeah. And not be shunned or told, well, oh, you just need so much. You high maintenance, you this, that, and the other. No, I'm telling you what it is or how to communicate with me because I'm not like your ex. I'm not like this book I'm about to get into, which I'm super hyped about.
I'm excited about it too.
Which is like, just really talks about just the things that happen in our past relationships, how a lot of us never really get over them. And as much as we say that we have and move forward, but a lot of times we literally just take those ill feelings or what went wrong in our past relationship, we then try to write it in our new relationship. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're bringing that new baggage into our new relationships because the last person didn't do this or didn't do that. So now we're looking for this new person to do all these things. So we enter it with expectations. All the shit that this last person hurt me for, you're now going to heal it. You're now going to be the person that's going to make me feel better about it. But that's work we got to do on our own. And that's work, for me, in my opinion, that's work we need to do on our own before we reach our new relationship and remove the expectations and get into it and just be open to what it is. But also be able to communicate. This is what I like. You know, the same way, and I always crack up about this, niggas will be quick to ask me about what position I like, but you're not going to ask me, how can I support you? Mm-hmm. How can I be there for you? But you want to know all about my vagina, though. Yeah. The ins and outs of it, you know, what does she do? What does she not do? You want to know about my mouth. You want to know about everything else. And then next, you want to know about my career, you know. But when it comes to the, how do I communicate with you? Something as simple as that. What type of communication do you like? Are you an everyday communicator? You every once in a while? Oh, okay. So you're willing to compromise as far as positions, but you're not willing to compromise as far as how you communicate. So how about just moving forward? We just start putting this shit out there in the beginning, from jump. This is how I am. This is how I operate, and this is how I'm gonna operate with you until I deem I'm gonna operate with you differently. Give people choices up front. Put yourself out there up front. Be who you are up front, so that way we don't find ourselves a year or 2 years in or 3 years in a relationship like, fuck, how do I get out of this?
Right.
Because I'm not happy and you're not happy and we done tried it different ways, but this just ain't it. So I think it's a progress, and I feel it starts with getting better friends.
Shit, that's real.
I think it starts with getting better friends. It starts with having the people around us that need to be around us who are a reflection of us, and that will emulate into everything else.
It empowers you.
Yeah. To move forward, because it's like, my friends ain't gonna put up with this shit, so I gotta put up with you.
Right. Why would I have these dope ass friends and a whack ass boyfriend? What sense does that make?
Like, no. So yeah.
You better round that out.
Come through.
And I think that's a good place to end, because listen, we will go
forever.
You're gonna miss your flight.
Never. Nigga, we ain't missing no more flights. We ain't missing no more flights.
But yeah, no, that's dope. Well, I thank you for finally being on the fucking show, nigga. Like, I've been mentioning your ass forever.
With Christina.
Yeah, right. Featuring Kevin Dwayne.
This is the outline. With Christina. Your brother did that with that song.
He did, right?
He did.
Yes, he was going. That was during the T-Pain times. That was like 2010, and he did that for me.
A little bit of autotune.
Right, that's when it was popular. He was like, "Oh yeah, I got you."
Yes.
I don't think he raps anymore. I'm like, why not? He's actually a dope ass rapper. Like, that's
is this fine ass Victor we talking
yeah.
about?
No, he did he did the thing, and that's not even his sound. He raps. He used to produce and everything, and I don't think he does it anymore.
Victor's so fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, you just a light skinned virgin. That's it. With your light skin privilege, we ain't get to talk about light skin privilege. We
ain't got to. It's fine.
Next time, I'm just gonna fly out just for that conversation.
I guess. Cool. Well, that's that. All right, you guys. We're gonna get out of here. If you have, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you review it on Apple Music, and also leave your comments on SoundCloud. Go to KevinDwayne.com, share it with your friends, use hashtag the Outline Podcast. And yeah, that's that. Peace out.